And we are back again. It's your friendly neighborhood film watchers. We are Franklin Football. I'm your humble host, Brandon, and I got my man, 100 Grand. Set it off, Chris, with me.
What's up, bro? We are.
Chris,
What's up, my guy?
I thought it was appropriate to wear all black to the eulogy. For those who are watching on YouTube, I'm not sure if it shows up on Facebook, but the thumbnail for this video is a tombstone because here lies the remains of the 2025 Cowboys season. It was so full of life.
And promise.
Yeah.
Gone too soon.
Yeah.
Gone too soon.
Hard to say
goodbye to yesterday. Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah,
this joke is gone, man.
Yeah, Chris. And this was a season where, of course, after we traded Buddy, it didn't.
Hey,
really
man,
look
you can say, listen, man, you can say my man's name. It's already over. It is what it is, man.
I mean, but yeah, after we traded Michael, Chris, it was one of those seasons where we didn't have too much hope, especially after the way that it started. You know what I'm saying? But as it went on, the Cowboys, man, they just give you a little bit of to hang on to. And after the trade deadline moves, Chris, we thought that we might have had a little something. And just Absolutely. As soon as we got that hope, it was dashed away from us.
I mean, you turned around, like you said, where the season started. You were going to think you had to outscore everybody. You start seeing the deficiencies with the defense. You saw how we weren't able to get pressure, how we weren't able to consistent pressure. Guys couldn't cover. We were in sitting back and waiting for people to get back because we were waiting for turkey season. Everybody get back, we'd be good to go. So we got past the Raiders. After we got past the Raiders, we turned around and beat up on, had a great comeback against the Eagles, sent them into a little bit of a tizzy, then aided in ending the Chiefs' reign by beating them, and we thought we were on our way. And lo and behold, Thursday night, Monday night, the Lions beat us up a little bit, but we came back like a punch drunk boxer, thinking, okay, we still got something to fight for. We'll be okay. And then after that, man, JJ McCarthy and the Vikings went ahead and punched our lights out like we was kid on Mike Tyson Punch Out. Punched us up in the corner. We was swole up. Doc didn't have no words for us. So what we're in the process of doing now for y'all, man, is that we're getting into the one thing I joke my friends about, but I always say how it comes. We're in draft season. Yeah. We're in the process of trying to do a daunting task, man, that me and B did one time before. We got our hearts broken in the process, and it kind of made us gun shy of doing it again. It goes back as far as, was that the 2020 draft, right?
2021 is where we really did
2021. Okay. The 2021 draft. And me and B embarked on this draft thing, man. We was looking at players and everything. And what we want to help y'all with is this. We want to go ahead. We're going to try this year. We said 300, but I think we're going to try to get to 250. And what we're going to do is we're going to break down these people from so many different schools, kind of give you an idea, because you might not have time to go look at this cornerback at Louisiana Tech. You might not be able to go look at this defensive back in Wyoming. You might not see this defensive tackle at BYU. But as your friendly neighborhood watchers, who we are at Franklin Football, we're going to do the hard. We're going to do the heavy lifting for it. We're going to have you come back, kick it with us, look over our stuff, and then give you some insight. But what we're also going to do, because this is a time where we don't have to just talk strictly Dallas Cowboys. We can talk about every team in the league. So if you catch this video now on the live stream, or if you catch it on the rewind, you just walking around work. Hey, man, let me see what Chris and B talk about today. Shoot us your team in the comments. We'll take a look at them. I know I can go ahead and look at Shaheem and tell him how the Jets are trash. But I ain't gonna do that out the gate. But we definitely gonna be able to help them. But we just want y'all to interact with us, rock with us, walk along this thing, and then we want your input on some of the stuff we talk about. What you got on that, V?
Yeah, that's one of the things that I do like about draft season is that you can not necessarily be specific to your team. I'm super passionate about the draft. Yeah, we didn't get as in depth about it last year just because I had a lot of tech issues, and the year before that didn't nearly get as many prospects as before. Um, but still, definitely love doing it. Um,
But this what really happened. He
yeah,
might have tech issues last year, and he had some other things going on. What ended up happening, we started falling in love with people. And then we
yeah,
fell in love with people and we didn't get them. We took it personal. Like the Cowboys
mhm,
should have listened to us, but like they ain't got a 24/7 crew of members that's been running around the country looking at these players either. And then
yeah.
on top of that, we fell in love with one guy who turned out to be an absolute fraud.
Ugh.
So, and don't do that, man. Don't do that. We got him too. We was like, yeah, we hit it. And that dude was terrible.
Mhm.
So it made you rethink everything you was doing, man. You know. But salute to old Kelvin Joseph. You know. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, see? Yeah, that was the one. Yeah. And then, that was the year, you was falling in love with 5'9" safeties.
Hey
You know.
man, he gonna be a free agent after this year, Chris.
I don't care where he is. He can't come play for me. If you
Hey
don't want
man.
super small running backs, I definitely don't want super small safeties.
So let me ask you about this, Chris, because the title of this video is what do the Cowboys need to do in this offseason? And I think the way that you can figure out what they need to do to improve is figure out what they did wrong. How did the
Oh,
Cowboys mess up this season? Where did the trail of tears start for them?
by not doing what we talk about, you have to deal in all four phases of free
Mhm.
agency properly. Okay, you have to deal in all four phases. And here's where I think they made their biggest mistake. If they already knew without question that they weren't going to sign Michael Parsons, that they weren't assured that there was a possibility of them trading him or getting rid of him, they should have went ahead and traded Michael Parsons in March so that you could have gotten the full value of him. And even though you ended up getting 2 first-round picks for him, I still believe to this day that you got taken because you could have
Yeah,
gotten more for him. If
yeah,
you'd have did it in March, you probably could have got two. You could have gotten first-round picks in the 2025 draft, the
yeah.
26 draft, and maybe something later into the 27 draft. You could
I
have
think
dealt with
that
the needs and gone from there.
I think that they actually traded him at the worst possible time, where they got the least amount of value. Because
Absolutely.
I also think that you probably would have got more if you would have traded him at the trade deadline. Like if you would have
Um,
had him and tagged him or something. Like if he would have been playing for the team, and then you trade him at the trade deadline, the value probably would have been higher at that point as well. You traded him
yeah,
a week before the season, and I think that's when the trade value was lowest for a player of his caliber.
right. Because you knew wherever you were going to trade him, you were going to have to go ahead and um give him a contract where he was going.
Mm-hmm.
Then you start weighing with the semantics. Oh, hey, he's not going to show up. Will he sit out all year? All those
Yeah,
different types of things going on with it. And we know for sure, even with him having his injury, Mike is usually at his best from September to October because of the position he plays and the wear and tear in his body.
sure.
The problem with Mike is that he's usually toning down towards the most important time of the season. He did it for
Yeah,
us for 4 years. November,
yeah.
December, January, he's kind of like, toning down, and that's what ends up happening. So had you went ahead and traded him in March ahead of everything, you could have got the highest value possible, then
Mm-hmm.
be able to deal in the 25 draft and go and pick some other pieces to be able to take care of that. Instead, what you did per usual is not deal with free agency in the proper way by going and play and getting definite bona fide players,
Mm-hmm.
not just placeholders, players that hey, if we had to play a football game today, that guy can go out and play meaningful snaps for me. That guy out there can go ahead and make a contribution to our team. What we've done in the past is we've gone in there and said, okay, we need a defensive end. Let's go get, James Houston. He plays defensive end. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
we need a cornerback. Hey, let's go get Kyrie Elam and let's resurrect his career so we can have a storyline.
Yeah.
Listen, go, hey, we need a running back. Hey, let's go get Javonte Williams and let's go get Miles Sanders, guys like that. And then out of that bunch, you shake it up, and then you end up getting, you out here, playing craps like you back in Ray's candy shop in the back of Ray's candy store in Harlem Nights, and you trying to roll six, and then sometimes you roll and you win with Javonte Williams. You roll and you you don't crap out, but you get a little bit back from James Houston. You roll and then you crap out with a Miles Sanders. You roll, you crap out with a Kyrie Elam that you end up cutting because saying he wasn't being disciplined. So instead of just going getting bona fide guys, that I can plop him over there, I don't have to go first day in free agency and spend all my money, but go spend some money. You can't keep going to Plato's closet and trying to go and find and unearth you a daggum Gucci bag. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it. So I do think that, and let me preface this by saying, Matt Eberflus is horrible. Matt Eberflus is horrible, Chris. But I do think that he took this job with the assumption that he would have Micah Parsons, that the assumption that he could work with Trayvon Diggs. So I think that when you traded Parsons, and then when him and Diggs kind of had their kerfuffle during the season or throughout the season, it might still even be going on. I don't know. My phone ain't gold, but it's stainless steel. You know what I'm saying? I think that made an already bad coach worse because he ain't got his gangsters at that point. So you couple a lack of talent with removing the premier talent, and alongside a bad coach. Man, I forget what it's called. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. I forget what that's called. That's like a quadratic equation or something like that, right?
It works out like that, yeah.
Yeah. And it turned out to be all bad, especially on the defensive side of the ball. And then, like you said, and we got Joe in the chat box. What's good, Joe? I appreciate you.
What's up, Joe?
I think that it comes together and it makes the whole cake. These are all ingredients to the dish here. You know what I'm saying? Of why things went wrong. Poor selection of coaches, poor evaluation of talent, and of the usual not spending in free agency. So there's no just one thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say okay. I've had long tirades of talking terrible about Matt Eberflus. My thing is that
I could go all day long. I could do this all day.
I mean, I don't want to do it all day because we want to be able to go ahead and keep some of this data and put out some good content for the people. But I also believe that Matt Eberflus walked into this team this year and he was not strong up the middle. He was not strong up the middle on this team. Whereas you look back at the Bears team, I don't think the Bears made a lot of adjustments on defense. They just, they put more people in place, and I think they maybe got healthy in some areas. I have to go back and look at the Bears. I got a couple of friends who are huge Bears fans, so they'll be able to tell me that. But what I understood is that this team was not strong up the middle. You didn't have good, strong defensive tackle play. Your linebacking play was already questionable because you had pointed that out the year before. And so that turned around, that made it, and the way they filled the linebacker room this year, it's the worst linebacker room that they've had. Dude, I mean, we sat up here and jumped around about Eric Kendricks and what's my man?
So how do you do that though, Chris? How do you turn around and make a bad linebacker room from last year worse? It's insane.
Yeah, but I think the thing about it is that how we said we have force multipliers.
Yeah.
Right. And so a force multiplier, I'm sorry, is a guy who makes other people around him even better. Right. Like Rain is a force multiplier because he can take average tight ends and make them, Pro Bowl worthy, or make them to the point that people want to pay them more money.
Yeah.
You have people Patrick Mahomes is a force multiplier because of who he is. Well, I can honestly say Kenneth Murray is a negative force multiplier.
A force divider?
No, a force divider. Because he's so bad, bro. He's so terrible at the game of football, that he's been able to pull down the rest of the room by his play. We would think about we were going to get Kenneth Murray, and then what was the other linebacker for Chicago we got in free agency?
Dang it, what's dude's name?
Come on, what's Buddy's name?
Yeah,
what's Buddy's name?
Sanborn, Jack Sanborn.
There you go, Jack Sanborn. So we thought we were going to get Kenneth Murray, Jack Sanborn. We were hoping we were going to get the kind of effect like Zach Bond, who was a linebacker, in New Orleans. He just going to get his opportunity to be able to play. But that turnaround, Zach came in. He had the instinct. Well, no, he could dissect it. He just wasn't physically enough, fast enough to get there. And then when Kenneth Murray turned around, he had the physical body, but he didn't know where he was going. Like he was worse than Jalen Smith. Yeah. Like he doesn't know what he's doing out there. So that pulled down that room. Then you turn around, you look at your safety position. You have one guy who we've been talking about we want to maybe upgrade or get rid of, and Malik Hooker. But Malik Hooker can play, but you don't have anybody to really take him off the field. Or we were thinking Zimmer wasn't giving Wanye Thomas his opportunities to get on the field and make a name for himself. But it seemed like Wanye didn't take the next step. And then so now you turn around, you're left with Donovan Wilson, whereas Donovan Wilson is the perfect, I need everything in front of me kind of guy. Anything behind me or I got to go chase it, it's a no-goer. So he's bad, but I think you know what? This is what I'm going to give Matt Eberflus. Matt Eberflus knows how to play spades, right? But you hold on, dog. Hold on, dog.
Joe, don't curse in our chat.
Hey, hold on, dog.
Don't curse in our chat box.
Say what?
Joe said he missed Jeff Heath. Don't curse in our chat box.
Hey. That's how you do it, man. You know how to go get down. But Matt Eberflus is a guy who know how to play spades. He understands the concept of spades, right?
Yeah.
And he turned around and he got dealt. He got dealt a hand with like one book, right? And he turned around and told you, I can get us foe. Don't you hate the folk, man?
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
He know his whole heart. He got one spade, a whole bunch of hearts, whole bunch of clubs, right? And some diamonds. But he gonna tell you that Jack gonna walk. That's a badass 10, right? Hey.
man, I tell you.
And that's what Matt Eberflus has done. He got you out here thinking you was gonna get bored. Because if you had an average defense with the offense that the Cowboys had already gotten procured and got lined up and get ready to go, you were thinking, boom, we going 7. We going 7. And you up there sitting there, you talking, you throwing it out there. Get it, partner. Yo, had that look, B, you go ahead. You throw the king because you know you got the ace. You throw the king. All right, there we go. All right, you throw the ace. You pick up an extra book. Then you go ahead. You want to spin it up. Go get it, partner. That joke hit you with. You throw out a 5 of diamonds. That joker throwing out a 3 of diamonds. You like what?
Chris is somebody who plays spades every weekend. I feel that on an emotional level,
bro. But that's how it was, because you were thinking if my partner can just get me 4, we good. And your partner over there every week, just giving it up. So that's what Matt Eberflus is right now. And I know many Cowboy fans want to fire him. Many of them want him out the building. Many of them want him gone. But now you're saying to yourself, if I can keep him here and get him the adequate pieces to run his defense, can he get me into the top 12 defenses in football? That's the question.
Chris, I know that I kind of hung on something that Jerry Jones said like a little over a month now, talking about continuity and the importance of it. And that was the reason why I thought that Matt Eberflus was going to stick around for a while, right? But Jerry Jones's interview on 105.3 The Fan 2 days ago, was really telling. It was actually 3 days ago. He talked about how other teams will have down weeks, and then their quarterbacks will come and play the Cowboys, and then they'll have their best game of the season. And then he said, and that's telling. Chris, I thought at that point Jerry was condemning Matt Eberflus. And then he also said, and I think that this is kind of like a little bit of media training, because Jerry still he still talks to the media very, very regularly, right? They asked him, would these last 3 games have an effect on his decision, Matt Eberflus? Instead of just saying outright no, he said, well, it could be. And then today, Matt Eberflus comes in and says, well, now I'm getting further away from the sideline. I'm going up into the box so that I can call the game and have a better view of things. I think that Flus is all but gone. And these last 3 games are kind of be like a audition for White Cotton. Because if they want to talk about continuity, White Cotton's already in the room. If they want to talk about continuity, White Cotton probably has a bit of a better relationship with a lot of these guys, at the very least, based on Brian Schottenheimer's interaction with Flus in the most recent game. I'm not sure if you saw that clip. They had a close-up of Brian Schottenheimer, and something bad just happened. I don't even remember the play. I focused on what he said. He looked to his left in the camera, was like, what the F are we doing? Because this is the family show, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then he walks and the camera keeps panning, and there's Eberflus. And then Schottenheimer just looks behind his back and says something else. Gets his chest puffed up,
Okay.
So I think that relationship could be strained because Flus is making Schotty look bad. He's a first-time head coach. His offense is one of the best in the league, if we're being honest. But they're constantly held back by the actions of their defense. So it's very possible that the conglomerate of decision makers, Jerry, Steven, Shadi, etc., might really actually be out on Flus, but Jerry doesn't want to fire a guy and pay him to go home.
That's the one thing that we're grossly overlooking. Jerry does not like to fire anyone and have to pay him. If he gonna pay him, he gonna be in the building doing what he needs to do. So the only way we can help Eberflus out is that we gotta go do the one thing Jerry hasn't done in the past couple seasons, and that's go work in every phase of free agency. So and I think what has to start happening, just from this is Christopher looking outside looking in, is you got to let the scouts do their job. Because it's a different triangle when you're dealing with the Cowboys. You got to make the coaches happy.
Yeah.
You got to make the Joneses happy. And you got to make the scouts happy. If you just tell, so the scouts are really, and everybody's on here, it's 9:00 at night, man. People know football. Your scouts are the guys that you tell them the ingredients you want, so you can cook up what you want to cook up. And they go out there and they scour the country. They're on the roads. They're eating bad food. It's almost like recruiting. You're out on the road trying to find these guys in these different places, get the insight on them, and then you come back with your report, your evaluation of what they are. And then once it comes to draft season, y'all go ahead and put your board together, and you're able to touch these tags and say, okay, this person this person that, and you can go from there. What ends up happening in Dallas is that they often turn around and let a coach gets wide-eyed and bushy-tailed about a guy that the scout has been scouting for the last 2 years, and he wants him. And then the scout's like, that dude sucks, but this guy right here is the real deal. And he's right there, and the scouts override it. So it's got to be to the point you got to let the scouts do their job. The scout say this guy sucks, let him say he sucks and go with it. Because you can fire that scout and go get another guy to go evaluate it. What ends up happening in Dallas is you give the coach the opportunity, he sucks at it, and then you let him stay and keep his job. And the scouts have been telling you the whole time that he sucked.
Yeah, I agree. I think that you just have to give them the type of players.
Give them what you want. Tell me what you want. I'm gonna go find the 7 guys that are like that. We're gonna put them up on the board. We're gonna find out who's best, this, and the other, and then we're gonna go down the list and do it.
For sure.
For the draft. Now, what has to happen is that they got to be active in free agency, because you're not going to revamp this defense.
No.
Not in 1 year. Not with
95 picks in between, the first round and the fourth round that you don't have any action to do.
You have no access to. Yeah.
Unless moving back, but that's neither here nor there. You gotta be able to fill in a lot of those spots in free agency, and for once do it with good players, not bargain bin players.
Hey, listen, there's a time and a place to get some bargain bin. He's on his last leg. Hey, they haven't figured him out, guys. But you have got to go out this year with and we'll go through it. You probably need 5 to 7 bona fide starters. You can't you need 5. Okay.
You need an edge. You need
2 linebackers.
At least one.
Whoa. You need one. You need one. Okay, you need 1 edge. How many linebackers?
2, at least.
All right.
If we just talking about starters,
go ahead.
2. Let me see. Yeah, you talking about 5? Yeah, edge, 2 linebackers, corner, safety.
Yeah, I definitely think I don't think you need 2 linebackers, because I think Overshown will be back, so you're gonna want to play Overshown heavy minutes, heavy snaps. I definitely need a mic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I definitely need a pass rusher with I need a strong side pass rusher.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely need a corner.
Yep.
And I definitely need a safety. You're right. I need 5.
Mm-hmm.
And my problem is, when you try to go get that in the draft, when you're trying to hit 80, 90, 80s and 90s in draft, when usually it's like you may want to get you may get 40, maybe 50% of it, and you're trying to go and hit 90s. Go ahead and take some of that pressure off of you by going ahead and working in free agency.
Yeah, I agree. I think that you would probably be best suited getting, if you need a mic, get a vet instead of trying to depend on a rookie to be the captain of your defense. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Right. But you want to get a vet that you can you want to go get a vet that still got some tread on his tire.
Yeah.
To use an analogy, and that you're going to go ahead and go spend a little money on that. Even if you go get another linebacker in the draft, he can continue. He can have a year, maybe 2, maybe even 3 years.
Yeah.
Because the 3rd year is where you want that guy to kind of kick it in gear, that he can give you some some rotational snaps. So as a rookie, he may give you 5 to 7, maybe rotational defensive snaps, and play all your special teams. Then the next year, he gives you maybe 15 to 25 to 30 snaps with special teams. Then the 3rd year, you can turn it over to him.
Yeah.
And then you can go back and get him a backup who can flip the rotation, where he's giving 5 to 10 on the back end. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But because what we've been doing is we've been going to get guys who don't need to have no snaps on the field, giving them 30 to 40 snaps, and he's been god awful. And then the guys behind him, they're not even ready, because you're sitting there right now. You had Kenneth Murray and Jack Sanborn. They were supposed to be paving the way for Maris Liufau and DeMario Overshown. And we're sitting here right now thinking like the only guy we really want to bring back is DeMario Overshown.
Yeah, that might be a good off-season video, like what players are worth bringing back. I'm gonna write that down.
No doubt.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Overshown is probably the only upside guy that you will bring back from that room. And the jury's still out on him long term. That's the crazy thing.
Well, I mean, long term. Like I said, he won't be himself until training camp of next year. Yeah. That's when he'll be himself, and then you'll be able to get that. But the problem is, it's his 4th year, it's a contract year, and you're gonna be trying to figure out what you want to do with him. But really, you just want to see, can he stay healthy for a whole season? Absolutely.
And then Chris, on top of that, on top of all of the coaching and personnel stuff, you kind of had to deal with the failures of the Joneses. Let's just kind of call it what it is. You had to deal with the failure of the front office. Because the shortcomings at a lot of these positions, like I've been talking about the weakness of the linebacker room for 2 years now. You know, and that's not something that was properly addressed. You know, so then when we go back to my initial question of how do you fix it, I think that the Joneses that front office is getting a little bit more introspective about things, you know, realizing that time isn't forever and stuff like that. And I just feel like that by way of a lot of their interviews during the season. Like when we were first losing and our defense, you know, in those first 4 or 5 weeks was looked at as like, man, Dallas Cowboys, what we call them, Disneyland. Place where dreams come true.
Dreams came true. Dreams came true.
They were like, man, we definitely could have done things different. You know, we got to get used to using this money, blah, 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 blah. Stephen Jones actually said on Tuesday how they're going to have a lot of money and plan to use it this whole season. Yeah. So I think that they finally took a bit of time to realize, okay, if we are going to A, put a competitive product on the field, and B, actually mess around and win one, we got to do it our way, but we got to do our way better. You know what I'm saying?
Or no, they need to do what you and I and many of our other Cowboy content creators and our friends and everybody's been saying. You have got to use all the phases. You can't think I'm going to shortcut the system by doing. I'm not going to spend any money in free agency, and it's going to work out, and I'm going to go magically in the 5th, 6th round and find these guys that we're going to plug in, and they're going to be able to play. You know, you really tried to do that this year. You tried to do it with Jay Toya and my man Alphabet from Maryland. You tried to do it. I can't pronounce Tommy Alphabet. Yeah, Tommy Alphabet. But that's what you tried to do. You were thinking, oh, we're just going to go in the 6th and 7th round. We're going to get 2 defensive tackles from here, and we're going to be able to plug them, and they're going to be able to play, and they're going to be adequate. And we realized, no, you got to go get guys. So you turned around, and this is the problem. We beat Eberflus up for this, is that we gave that to Eberflus and said, make a dinner. He's like, what? I got a radish, an onion, a dried up tomato, and I'm going to make what? Need some fucking goulash. And, it depends on the night, this makes some mighty fine goulash. Then other nights, it's just goulash. You know what I'm saying?
Chris, I don't think I ever had goulash once in my life, Chris.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But that's what they kept asking Eberflus to do. We're going to give you inadequate pieces, but go make a gourmet dinner. And you looking like, what? Looking like, and I'm going to age myself on this one. You out there making Gargamel stew out here and trying to feed it to folks and make sure it tastes good.
Chris, I don't know what that is.
Okay. All right. So anybody's on here, if you ever watch the Smurfs, the guy who's always chasing the Smurfs, his name is Gargamel. Mm-hmm. And he would be like making stew in a pot, and the cat Azrael would be like, yeah, he be talking about it was nasty. Because that's what we was getting every week. They get a winning product, man.
Oh my God.
So that's what's up, man. Hey man. Hey, so every time we want to say yuck, we gotta go ahead and get a picture of Gargamel and put him on the screen. So people will know what we talking about, man.
Fair enough. So we know that Eberflus is. I hope that Eberflus is out of here. You know what I'm saying? I don't wish for nobody to lose their job, but you know what I'm saying. I hope.
Hey man, I seen you. You know what I'm saying? I seen you at Sam's Club the other day with garbage bags, just checking to see the size garbage bag you needed to get so you can help him pack his stuff and get him to the bus station.
Gotta be prepared, though. Gotta be prepared.
I understand.
So, do you think that Flus can save his job in these last 3 weeks?
No, I don't think he can save his job because you're not going to get the influx of talent you need to be able to save your job. I don't care if you sit upstairs in the skybox. I don't care if you sit in the coach's box. I don't care if you sit in a cat box. This is terrible. This defense, it does not have the pieces needed to run the defense that he wants to run to be able to get the job done. He can't get pressure. The problem is that you can't get pressure even with 5.
Yeah.
Okay, that's your
Yeah.
first problem, which leaves your cornerbacks out to dry longer than they have to be. Guys do
So
not fear the pass rush. They get comfortable and then they just go through their progressions and
mhm.
look amazing. Like we can't think of a only game that we can sit back and say the defense looked like they were really whipping up on somebody. The first Washington game, well, the only Washington game we played this year, Jay Daniels was hurt. We got pressure. And when you played the Raiders.
Yeah.
Outside of that, not enough adequate pressure to do certain things. Now you made people, have to work for it, and there was drop passes and stuff like that against the Eagles as well as the Chiefs. But it's never enough. Punters tell their wives, don't worry about having a salt bath for me this week. I'm gonna go play the Cowboys because I'm
Yeah.
not getting any work. I'm
Mm-mm.
resting. They on the sideline with the bootleggings on and the whole 9. They're not getting any work because this defense isn't getting people off the field.
Yeah. I agree. I think that not only was Eberflus a problem, I don't even remember the special teams coordinator's name. I think that he became a problem as the season went on. Because the season didn't start.
His name is Nick Sorensen.
Yeah,
He's
Nick
a
Sorensen.
Hokie.
There we go.
He's a Hokie, so I know who he is.
Mhm.
But I'm not gonna put that on Nick either. Well, I mean, we have been having Aubrey kind of have his kicking woes, but my
That's
problem
one
is
game.
that
That's one game,
sometimes, man, players just got to be smarter. But they don't have to be telling Cavante Turpin over and over, hey, if you throw your hand up for a fair catch sign, you can't start running as soon as you do that. That's a penalty.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to be smarter players. So
Yeah,
I'm not putting all that on Nick. First time here with us as a special teams coordinator. But my thing is,
But what about when teams get 40 plus yards on us for every return? Like,
I don't think it's 40. I think our average is high. I don't think it's 40 though.
No. That's a little bit of hyperbole.
Yeah. I don't think it's that high. But my problem is his punter's leg is hurt because he's forever. We're forever punting stuff away.
Yeah.
If we don't score, bro, it's bad when you're trying to get to the 45-yard line, man, so you can go out there and try to kick a 60+ yard field goal.
Insane.
Because you don't even trust the defense to pin them back and stop them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I 100% agree. I think that as time went on, I'm almost positive that Shadi just didn't want to give the ball back to his defense empty-handed without at least 3 on the board, because it became a cycle where the opposing defense the opposing offense would get out there and get 3 or more, and you just couldn't fall behind like that. It was a deadly cycle.
It was almost like that against the Eagles when you turned around that first drive and you turned around and you went forth on 4th and goal at the 1 or 2, because you were like,
you don't think that that's why?
I mean, I'm not saying it wasn't. I'm just saying it started showing its face. You couldn't be in a position where you fell behind. You felt like if I fell behind by 7, it was over because I was never going to be able to get it back because I didn't think my defense would stop people. But the thing about it is that they had that little stretch there between the Raiders, the Eagles, and the Chiefs where they were stopping people and getting people off the field. Then people got tape on it. And then once they got tape on it, I said, okay, we just got to do this. And so the problem is you don't have enough playmakers in the most important spots. On defense, it's got to be a defensive end. It's got to be a cornerback. We got to have that. And we don't have that. We have young guys who are, maturing and maturating into that position with Donovan Izaraku and things of that nature. And our best corner is not on this team right now. He's somewhere else. He's on somebody else's team, or he's in college.
I agree.
Or the guy who can turn into that guy has to have a full NFL offseason so he can start trusting his body again. As of right now, he's not on this roster.
Yeah, I mean, I think that is and obviously you're talking about Siobhan Revel there. I think that he would not only just become better with a full off season anyway. But he gets a little further away from that injury. One that he had already bounced back slow from.
Yeah, Sharon Rebel will start looking like the Sharon Rebel we were hoping he was going to be, and who he looked like at ECU probably around Thanksgiving next year.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, Chris, because this is something that we talked about a little bit backstage. We were talking about guys that I've watched or plan to watch, and I'm offensive line guy. I mentioned 2 offensive linemen that I've watched. I watched 2 edge rushers, 2 offensive linemen so far. And you talked about the possibility of the Cowboys using one of those first round picks, grabbing an offensive lineman, another tackle. We don't even got to mince words there. Another tackle. Explain to me why you feel that way.
No, let me go and get it out the way. I said you would throw up in your mouth if we turned around and got another offensive tackle in the first round. But there's some prospects that we're going to talk about later on down the road are worthy of that, because you cannot go into next season with the idea of brother Terrence on this football team. I've given Terrence all.
Let me stop you right there. I asked this question before. Do you think that the Cowboys have buyer's remorse on Terrence Steele?
I just think he never got back. When they when they were going to sign him and he blew his ACL out, he was playing like one of premier right tackles in the league. He was playing really well. Him and Zach Martin were a force. We knew he could run block, but we thought his pass blocking would continue to grow, and it never did. He never got good at it. He got okay at it, but he never got adequate at it. So if you turned around and you put, a Caleb Proctor there at right tackle, you would probably have the best right side.
Alabama right tackle, for those.
Alabama right tackle, yeah. You drop him there, you probably have one of the best offensive lines in all of football. You put him next to Tyler Booker. He'll be in year 2. Cooper Beebe in year 3 as a center. Tyler Smith getting healthy and doing this thing, and then you turn around and you go and you just get Tyler Guyton healthy on the opposite side. I think you want to be able to do it. I think you want to keep Nate Thomas as a reserve. He is perfect for 7 games. After that, he falls off a cliff, and you can see that.
So let's say, because you not only save a bit of money with Tyler Guyton, but he's a guy that just never got back, like you said, from that injury. If the Cowboys don't draft an offensive lineman, are you prepared to step into the season, or at the very least camp, with your right tackle being Nate Thomas?
No. That's why you go on free agency. You go find you an adequate mid-tier right tackle who you can get 3-4 years on him, pay some money and go get him, and then have Cornelius continue to develop, Nate Thomas continue to develop as your backup guys, Tyler Guyton get better, and you go forward. If you don't do that, I don't want to walk into camp with my offensive line with questions, and I'm doing, I'm acting like I'm on the Dark Knight and I'm doing tryouts. I don't want tryouts. I want that figured out in the proper cadence, from free agency to the draft and going from there. That's what I want. I've got money to be able to spend. We'll probably have over $70 million in cap money. You can go get people taken care of and be able to fill out this football team and be able to put an adequate team on the field, an adequate team that can win games in a league and in a conference where you start building around younger players.
Okay. So, but at the same time, Chris, I'm just going to advocate for the devil a little bit. You have more pressing needs on the opposite side of the ball. We've given on the opposite side of the ball, on the defense.
Okay.
We've given the offensive line, let's see, 3 first-round picks.
Okay.
Isn't it time to show that love elsewhere?
You've been trying to show love elsewhere. You've been trying to show love on defense. You've had second round picks that haven't panned out. You know,
Mhm.
you've had guys. You know, you got
But
Sam Williams.
but
No,
but but but
You said show love. You got Sam Williams over there that you can't wait to run out the building. You
yeah.
spent a first round pick on Mozzie Smith, right? You spent a second round pick on Trayvon Diggs that you about to run up out of there.
Mhm.
You've been waiting for Caleb Carson to stay healthy and go do his thing. So it's not like you've just been totally neglecting the defense.
Yeah.
You spent a third round pick on Maris Louisville. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Overshown can't stay healthy. You've been spending picks over there. You got to stop waiting for your draft picks to do it and just go get some guys. You know what you got to do? This is what you got to do. Let me bring it in.
Mhm.
What you got to do is like they do in college football. Go get in the portal with some proven players to help you win until your young players are ready to take the helm. That's what
Mhm.
you got to do. And the
Mhm.
portal in NFL football, free agency.
Okay. That's a foreign concept to the Cowboys. Now one thing that
Hey,
I do
guess
want to
what?
talk
It
about.
can't. But B, it can't be foreign. It can't be
Mhm.
foreign. It's not a foreign concept to them. They
Yeah.
they they know what they know what they speaking. They know what they got to do. They just stubborn and they just don't want to do it. That's
Mm.
a totally different with being a foreign concept. Like
Mhm.
somebody came up with the wishbone or the veer or and the
Yeah.
Cowboys. Oh, what the heck is that? No, they matter of fact they got it set up on the NFL calendar that March
Mhm.
1 is the first day of a new season, and free agency has been happening for the last 30 plus years. And every year the Cowboys act like, well, this is a great time for us to go and get out on our yacht and get away
Yeah.
from everybody and act
Yeah.
like that. Like they act like they supposed to be at work, right? They supposed to be at work.
Yeah.
Everybody else show up for work. They decide they want to take vacation.
Yep. On that yacht. On that yacht.
So
And but here's
I'm
the
just
thing. Here's the thing.
mhm.
Um, you mentioned how the Cowboys have allocated like a lot of second round picks to this defense. And when I think about it, yeah, a lot of our second round guys have been defensive guys. The second round is kind of like the cursed spot for them though. So it's like you gotta really give me a dude, you know, instead of trying to take a flyer on somebody else. Because now that Diggs is gonna be gone, even though I would deem him a success, he gets added to that list of second round picks that just don't work out long term for us.
Well, I mean, he did something that was beyond the obvious. Most second round picks weren't signing second contracts. He did sign a
Yeah,
second contract.
yeah.
Problem is, you got some different things going on there, and
Hmm.
we could delve into that later, and it'll come out later. It'll be a good 30 for 30 that you'll watch on ESPN. Why it
Yeah,
turned out that he wasn't happy there.
yeah. Y'all will figure it
But
out one day.
yeah, it'll be out. But nevertheless, when you're picking, and man, listen, you want to get as many top 100 picks right because
Hmm.
that's the easiest way to do. There are 100 players who are bona fide NFL players that are coming in
Hmm.
the draft every year, and then you
Yeah,
need to be able to get for the core of your football team. Your second and third round picks have got to be guys who are going to be producers and be productive. Your first round guys are bona fide talent that still need some time to develop, but we know they're NFL players and they may have some different things we need to work out. But your
sure.
second and third and fourth round, they have to be core players that are able to give you time and be able to get a second contract to and be able to be a big part of your team. Your fifth, sixth, and seventh, man, there are guys who can play, maybe fell down around, people forgot about them, they can be able to play, but you're not expecting an impact from them. But that second, third, and fourth, you're expecting impact, and you're not getting that when you're drafting guys.
That's true. And really to
Or
kind of
when you're using them for trade pieces. You're not getting any impact from your fourth round guys.
no, absolutely not. I think that in order to help that thought process, I think the Cowboys have to stop having such high expectations for their mid to late day three guys. Yeah, the fourth rounds could be contributors, but you got to stop thinking that your seventh round corner out of East Middle of Nowhere University is going to come in and be an immediate contributor.
Right.
You bolster your team with free agency, and then those draftees can fill in those spaces, and then maybe those seventh round corners from East Middle of Nowhere University can have time to develop. because I mean,
instead of having to be impact players day one.
Absolutely, because expectations kill a lot of rookies, man.
And then I got a partner who don't even judge them.
Exactly. I don't judge rookies because their rookie campaign will never be indicative of their NFL success.
That's not true. It depends on where you draft them at. Because you drafted a guy in 2016 with the number 4 pick, and he gave you damn near the second greatest rushing year in Cowboys history. You also picked up a guy in the 4th round with a historic pick, and he's giving you 10 years of great play.
Absolutely. And 3 years ago now, you drafted a guy from Michigan at wherever, and look at him.
Hey man, why you always trying to bring up old stuff? Why are you trying to bring up old stuff?
I mean, I don't know why.
You focus on the wrong thing. You focus on the wrong thing.
So yeah, man. I just think that you got to stop putting so much expectation on the rookies, especially the late round guys. Your first round, your second round, third, possibly even your fourth can mess around and be contributors, very early. Joe said, "May I give one spoiler alert on this class of what positions are this class?" So strong.
Does he want to give it, or do we want to give it?
If you want to give it, hey man, it's a free world. Leave it in the comment box. If you want some things from us, I've only watched 4 guys, so it's very hard for me to say what are the positions of strength. Give me 2 weeks and I'll probably be able to tell you something. Especially by the end of the regular season. But yeah, I believe that this is a good edge class. I'm gonna always have some faith for some offensive line. So yeah, I think that running back is almost good every year. I think the running back is good almost every year because it's one of the positions that has the easiest transition.
Last year, I think last year's class was elite. I mean, we're looking at it right now. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was up a tier. I mean, I'm thinking maybe you had some guys in last year's draft.
Edge. See, I agree with you there, Joe.
Yeah.
So far, I've watched Ruben Bain and Keldrick Faulk. Got pros and cons on both of them. No. I ain't giving away the sauce, but I got pros and cons on both of them. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then offensive line, I've watched Caden Proctor and Spencer Fano. I like me some Caleb Proctor, Chris. Like me some Caleb Proctor. That's all I'll leave it at. But
okay.
Yeah, man. I think that the Cowboys next year might. I ain't gonna let them fool me early, but I just think that they've been very introspective all year, while they haven't been getting to the level of where they want to be. They started talking about the offseason early, Chris. Oh, we got to do things different moving forward. Blah blah blah. Boom boom boom. So I think that they could be doing things a little different next year, Chris.
Listen, remember last year, I was not going to give you a grade how I felt about them until I saw what they did in free agency.
Sure.
I am now officially on the Fire Jerry campaign.
Oh, just now?
Huh?
Just now? You just got on that train just now?
No. You see these hats? These hats is crispy, bro. I keep these. I'm on it. I'm the conductor. I'm throwing coal in the engine. I'm throwing the wood in so it's nice and hot, and we are churning down the highway. I mean, churning down the railroad across the country. And he said he got to show us, he got to prove something to me, man. Yeah. He got to show me that he's really ready to try to put a winner on the field. And that's paramount for him this year.
Yeah, for sure. We've been here for about 55 minutes, Chris. Anything else before we get out of here?
Nah, man. I think it's just a great introduction to it, man. Just keep following us, man. We're gonna highlight, these next couple 4 games, man. But we are definitely about to dive deep, man. But like we said, make sure you do the 4 things you gotta always do, man. Make sure that you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe, and please drop a comment. If you got some people that you want us to look at, or you want to give us some of your draft analysis on it and see if we can kind of see eye to eye, see what you see. Because me and B ain't going to agree on everything. B ran something by me earlier today. I damn near choked on my lunch with the stuff he was talking to me about. But that's the beauty of how we get down here at Franklin Football. We're going to agree on some things, and then we ain't going to agree on some things. But we always going to come back and hash it out in love. for our Dallas Cowboys, man. So make sure you do that, man. Make sure you always go ahead and keep sharing us, man. We're steadily trying to get to where we want to get to the end of the year. We got 4 weeks, and we can probably get an outpouring, man, especially with this draft content to get to 500 subs this season. But going from there, man. That's all I got, man. Yo, listen, man. I'm the dude, man, that hangs out with the cat with the crispy waves and always got about he got like 35 different hats that he wears. He got a Yankees hat. He got a little bit of everything, man. I'm that dude that hangs out with him, man. And when he ain't drinking his tropical blend berry turmeric with pepper and cayenne sauce.
So
smoothie.
today,
go ahead. We're gonna start doing. We're gonna do bees juicing for today. What you drinking today, dog?
Today I had beets, blueberries, lemon, pineapple, ginger, turmeric, and black pepper.
Turmeric,
because you got to have black pepper when you do the turmeric, and cayenne pepper.
So as B moves on his juicing world philosophy, we're gonna always try to bring you the best and dopest content out there, man. When it's dealing with draft and Cowboy football, man. What my man say?
He said, Cassius Howard from Texas A&M. Yeah, he's on my list. I got a list of guys right here.
Hey, Cassius is a bad man. He is a
little preview of my Ruben Bain notes. You know what I'm saying?
Cassius is. We're gonna start being able to give guys designations, but I'm gonna give Cassius the first rude boy, very bad man, bad man, and we'll be able to go down the list and go with that, man. Yeah. But man, until next time, man, we will forever be Franklin Football. So until the next time we get with y'all, peace.